What video game caused you the most amount of rage? Probably one of the early NES Castlevania games. I am not sure which one, but it was one of those long platforms jumps, one of the few times in my life I have thrown a controller. I've heard those early Castlevania games are nicknamed controller busters, or something like that. Runner-up, Jetbike level of Battletoads. I never hated a game, myself, or the people around me more than the one time I played Overcooked. Sonic 3, The Carnival Night Barrel. Ghosts and Goblins on the NES. Duck that ducking game. Some PC baseball game I bought at the Scholastic Book Fair in the 90s. It booted out of DOS. I must have just been too young or accidentally set the difficulty too high, but I literally couldn't get a hit. I ended up crying and throwing the game away. Edit. I tried finding it, I think it was Hardball IV. The Simpsons, hit and run, anyone who played it knows. Guitar Hero 2 expert playthrough, just the song Freya. My pre-teenage hands were just too small to be able to consistently hold the Gren button and have to stretch to the orange. On the plus side, I did feel like a rock star smashing the guitar. Echo the Dolphin. I consider it one of my favorite games, but the difficulty curve is super wonky. The Lagoon was the third level and by far one of the most difficult ones in the entire game. XCOM. Critical tactical situation, life and death, 99% chance to hit. Swing and a miss. I love the game and ducking hate it. Aladdin, where you gotta go through the lava cave on the rug. Personally, PvP in any sort of game. Be it Destiny, Rocket League, CS, COD, League, I can't stand playing PvP in games anymore. Used to only play PvP game types, now if I have to touch any PvP mode I absolutely detest my time and hate every second of it. I don't know if it's because I'm average at said game and the competitiveness of it drives to anger, or because of teams not working to win at all, or the fact that I'm a bit more mature and older than I was. I don't know, but I know for a fact a good story-based game will always, 100% of the time, make me so much happier and I will enjoy it so much more. GTA San Andreas, with that mission of flying a plane through the corona on the other plane. Super Mario Sunshine and the damn secret levels. Don't understand how anyone can love those levels. Rainbow Six Siege, where the duck did he shoot me from? Battletoads, level 3. I am 37 and I still am not over that level. Edit. Wow, thank you all for the awards, kind strangers. To know that level 3 proved to be a Sisyphean task for so many is a cathartic release. Most of online PvP game, because my internet connection is a shit. Back in the day, my NES controller had bite marks in it because I didn't know you could save your general progress in Kid Icarus by writing down this code that appeared after you died, yet I was determined to beat the game. I would spend hours making it to the end, only to die and be reset to the beginning of the game. This caused my 12-year-old brain to become flooded with the rage of a zombie horde, and so I would sink my teeth deep into the flesh of the controller until the darkens would subside. Edit. Holy shit, guess I wasn't the only one. Edit. Thanks for the awards, guys, next time send cash. For honor for sure, no game has taken me to the same level of pure anger. Geometry Dash. Cuphead RIP. My controller. Rocket League. After 2,500 hours it's more rage than fun and I should stop playing. Getting over it. League of Legends, because either you get stomped by a much better opponent that is likely to be a smurf, or your teammates think they deserve to be on a higher elo but play like it's their first time. Even if you stay calm, at some point the hate other people put into the chat makes you rage as well. Call of Duty, just about any of them, but Warzone really gets me heated every time. As an adult, I hadn't thrown my controller for decades. This game made me throw my controller across the room. I had to tell myself, bro, this is a kid's game. How are you this mad? Minecraft on survival. Expressionless skeleton shot me down into lava deep underground with all my gear. Respawned into my carefully constructed house with a creeper by my bed. Blew me up and I ended up at starter spawn with nothing. Edit. Wow, my most upvoted comment. Thanks for the awards. I'm not surprised so many can commiserate about all the ways this game can break you. Oregon Trail. It has to be GTA Online. The amount of time and effort only to have some shitbag on a flying bike blow up all that work for his self-enjoyment fills me with an inhuman amount of fury. Overwatch. It's like playing a game of soccer where everyone on your team wants to be striker and charges for the ball at the same time, leaving the goals wide open. Then they lose and bitch about no one being keeper. Among Us. Not even the game itself but public servers have pissed me off so much. It amazes me how stupid everyone can be. FIFA. CSGO with lag. Dota 2, the climbing game where the guy is stuck in the pot. AC Brotherhood. I swear to God, Ezio is just magnetically attracted to the ground. I wouldn't even press any buttons and he would just ducking yeet himself headfirst onto the ground. Earthworm Jim 3D, good lord, those boss fights are awful. If you have never played the game or never heard of it, the boss fights go something like this. You're riding on a pig that controls like butter on a saucepan, fighting against something that constantly shoots you. You can only shoot back by picking up a missile, and the boss doesn't have a health bar. Instead you have to pick up 100 of these blue marbles that the bosses can pick up, and why you have to shoot them. It could become a stalemate for 5 hours only for you to die because you have a health bar the bosses don't, and the camera really doesn't help. Oh, and I hope you like screaming because the player is voiced by Dan Castellaneta. Oh, and you have to do this 5 times. HOLLOWKNIGHT #* Flappy Bird *. This is going to sound so random, but when I was about 6 years old it was Kingdom Hearts 2. Specifically, a water sitar-wielding boss named Demyx. If you've played the game, you would understand how having to listen to him say, "Dance, water dance," over 70 times would drive even a child to insanity. The boss itself was relatively difficult, with difficult-to-dodge moves like auto-racking water geysers that came up from the ground, an ultimate attack where he's like, "Come on, get to the beat," or something that takes you down almost instantly to 0 health. But the worst part, oh my god, was when he summoned his ducking Elvis Presley-looking Ask Water clones. When he did that, a timer would start, and you would have to kill all of his clones before it ran out, and each clone would take exactly 2 hits before it died, as the first hit would turn the Elvis Presley clones into floating musical notes. As an uncoordinated child who performed horribly under pressure, this ducking destroyed me. Multiple times, the timer would run out as I was killing the final clone, or I would get stun-locked by one of the musical notes as it spun around the map like goddamn Sonic the Hedgehog. Luckily, as a child you don't have a ton of responsibilities, so I was able to attempt that boss repeatedly for about a week straight. I almost got the fame taken away from me because of how loudly I yelled at one point. When I finally killed it, I got the dopamine rush of an absolute lifetime. Heroin. Doom Eternal. The game is fun as hell, but you don't know true pain till you play on Nightmare. Dark Souls. It's got a hell of a learning curve, and learning to time dodges and parries properly took hours. Love the game, but it can make me mad faster than any other game I've played. PUBG. Busted ass crap full of cheating shitbags, throw your controller across the room, most addictive game ever. Play Dark Souls 3. My brother-in-law says, it will be fun, he says. Brawlhalla. Overwatch is my most played game and is toxic AF, but Brawlhalla makes me want to stab my eyes out so hard. I'm guessing it's that in Overwatch you have someone to blame. Brawlhalla has a gameplay problem of playing passive being a favorable playstyle, which means you're punished for engaging in a fight. In a fighting game. Rainbow Six Siege. Wow, I never thought I would smash a controller, but shit, was I wrong. Clash Royale. I gripped on my phone hard enough to get a repair. Jump Force. It was supposed to be amazing. How many people spent their childhoods waiting for a Def Jam Fight for NY style mashup with all the best anime characters? And on top of that we were going to get a character creator. But no. Just a watered-down arena brawler requiring no skill, and the character creator was just a way to swap the already existing assets of the game's roster. And the original story felt like some Tumblr fan fic written by a 14-year-old who asked, but what if the manga characters came out of the manga and were real? Garbage cash grab. Recently Ark. Snapped my headset in half and saw a red hue around the edge of my vision as I let out a Rex-like roar. Why? Tried to land a wyvern on a small piece of dirt near a lava fall. She circled down into it and killed me, but oddly enough, did not die herself, simply vanished. While on her brother, I went to the same spot to try and find my magically vanishing wyvern and did the exact same thing, except he died in the process. I was more mad at myself than anything else and snapped at my incompetence. Icing on the cake, my recently purchased replacement headset was stolen off of my front step by a trio of teenagers masquerading as lawn rakers. Grandma-like neighbor lady walked over with the demolished box and informed me of what happened after they left it on her lawn. Minecraft. You might not think of it, but I had full netherite armor and gear, like amazing gear. Being the smart person I am, I go to the end without building blocks. I fall in the void, lose everything I have, and absolutely raged. Also, in Hypixel, my ping is good in it, but since there are so many players, you have bad hit registration, tryhards, and toxic players. Those things make you lose all your self-esteem and you rage hard as duck. Mario Kart. I love my partner, but I absolutely will never forgive him for throwing a red shell at me right after getting blue shelled. I went from 1st to 8th like 2 feet from the end. I haven't understood murder fully until then and every other time I've played it since. The No Internet Dinosaurus game. Classic World of Warcraft. There is nothing more rage-inducing to me than getting all your world buffs, all set to go ducking run a dungeon or something, and some max-level geared-up piece of shit just camping where you have to go and killing you over and over and ruining your buffs. Every ducking time. GTA 5. These 10 years olds online keep blowing me up with their oppressor MK2. Crash Bandicoot 4. Duck knows why they decided to force platinum relics for the trophy. Duck that game. Shadow of the Colossus. It was beautiful, but I got lost pretty easily on the open map and seemed to never fully advance in the story. Also, I was a terrible player and I hated every time I died I started really far away from where I wanted it to. Hours and hours were spent, and awe turned to boredom and frustration into rage.